we are going to start the class 10 biology classes. So first chapter we will start the life process. So before going to the class 10 biology, I just want to confirm or commit something. Before we studies, we need to study the basic to basic. Okay, so let's start. Okay, life process, the first chapter of the class 10, which is basically called the pyramid of the union, pyramid of the origin. Okay, what is life? Life is a new form Life is a new form of the origin of organism over the earth. Basically, life is coexisted by few things, which is also called as the movement, because life is equal to movement. This movement basically co-organized with the organism, locomotion, and motion of animal or plant. So we will study few things depend upon life to life process and life, movement, locomotion and motion of the plant. So we will start how the 8 form of life process will coexisting into the form of these life process. While continuing the topic, we have to study visible movement and invisible movement. As we had said, the movement के अंदर दो टॉपिक आते हैं, visible movement और invisible movement. Visible movement के अंदर जो है हमारा locomotion. Locomotion basically a animal or a plant move one place to another, like dog moving one place to another, which is a visible thing जो हम देख सकते हैं, while one is plant, which is touch me not. Which is also a visible movement, but we can't even feel that. So there is a two example of the visible movement: locomotion, dog moving one place to another, or an animal or a plant moving one place to another, which we can feel it. And the plant, which is touch me not, which we can't even feel it but we can see it. The second topic is invisible movement, like a molecule movements, like in water. In invisible movement, there is a movement which is called a molecular movement. Like in water, HO2 is added by the nature. Okay, and next virus, which is affected in the cell, which is a biomolecule, which is invisible. We cannot feel it because it's totally depend upon the composition, how the molecules are moving around the body, how the molecules are invisible. Without the biomolecular and the polar system, we can't even feel or we can't even see. It's totally dependent on the mechanism of the work, how the invisible movement works, where we can see the visible movements. There is a two difference between the visible and invisible. Hope you understand the well. As we done to the basic, now the main portion are how life process exist. Life process have the 8 various subcategories: maintenance of the protoplasmic structure, metabolism, nutrition, respiration, growth, exchange of material, transportation, excretion and irritability. Well, the life process is life process is the process in which the various form include to do the function of life origin to survive till the death or excretion. It means जब तक लाइफ प्रोसेस एक ऐसा प्रोसेस है जहाँ पे हमें लाइफ की जो ओरिजिन है उसको किस तरीके से फॉर्मेशन करना है, ये 8 सब टाइप्स के थ्रू till death or till excretion, because death basically form in the organism and excretion basically form in the plant, because plant do not die, they excretes or the organism excretes. It's totally depend upon the various type of the phenomenon. Well, first topic is maintenance of the protoplasmic structure. Protoplasmic structure, we all know the protoplasmic structure is a the inner part of the cell, which is basically called protoplasmic structure. This inner part of the protoplasmic structure is also known as the life form, because due to this the several components of the cell which form these kind of topics here as mentioned below. All organisms are protoplasmic structure because every organism consists the cell. They have to keep it in the functional state, may be active or inactive. सारे cells, सारे organisms को हमेशा ही ये functional state में होना चाहिए, because चाहे वो active हो चाहे वो inactive हो, because एक dead organisms के अंदर भी एक cell होता है जो कि active position में होता है और may be after the life expansion it may be inactive. It can be mentioned only if they are in dynamic state with breakdown building up the process going on. जब तक एक cell destroy ना हो, एक cell like the binary fission, as I said, it can be mentioned only they are in dynamic state with the breakdown and the building up process ongoing. Like as we studied in earlier classes, the binary fission, where a one daughter cell is formed into the new cells which is almost about to break down, through which a new daughter cells arise, and these two daughter cells start the functioning of the new life form in every organism. Third, energy required for them. Every cell consists the powerhouse which requires energy to do the function of every life form according to the movement of hand or the thinking of the brain or speaking or hearing. Every life expansion need energy to go through. Okay, the next topic is metabolism. It is totally a chemical reaction. Metabolism means हमारे बॉडी में जो भी फॉर्म होता है, चाहे वो प्रोटीन हो, चाहे वो ग्लूकोज हो, चाहे वो कैरेटीन हो, एनीथिंग, इट्स टोटली डिपेंड अपॉन द मेटाबॉलिज्म ऑफ आवर बॉडी और एन ऑर्गेनिज्म बॉडी. It's totally one go into the molecule, because without the molecule we can't even describe the molecule. Metabolism has two components, anabolism and catabolism. Anabolism basically constructive metabolism. Anabolism basically एक ऐसा metabolism process है जहाँ पे हमारे बॉडी में कोई भी molecule reconstruct होता है, like formation of glucose or a protein by glucogen, and after that protein create protease and glucose create fructose and other respective molecules. Well, catabolism have destructive molecules. Destructive means जो break down करता है, like it break down glucose into carbon dioxide. Okay. The next topic is nutrition. Nutrition, हम लोग डे टू डे लाइफ में न्यूट्रिशन कंटेन करते हैं वाइल फूड, वाटर, कार्बोहाइड्रेट्स, प्रोटीन, वेरियस फॉर्म. न्यूट्रिशन इट इज़ द प्रोसेस बाय विच लिविंग ऑर्गेनिज्म गेट एनर्जी. हमें जो एनर्जी मिलता है टू डू द मोशन, टू डू एनीथिंग which is through by nutrition. Next, it is also known as the body building form. Without nutrition we can't even think about the body building form. Plant make their own food by photosynthesis, as we had read it earlier also. Whereas animal obtain their food by outsourcing through a plants or through other organisms. Whereas cell make their subtract by the biomolecule function. Biomolecule function, it means cell have their own functional component which is called mitochondria, which is also known as the powerhouse of the cell, through which they do the biomolecule function or by the Golgi bodies to make the cell compatible substance. So the next topic is respiration. Respiration, through which we inhale or in out the process. Each living being required energy to work of the body machinery. It's maintain, repair, replacement or biosynthesis. It means हर एक लिविंग बींग को उसके बॉडी के फंक्शनल एरिया को वर्क करने के लिए, उसके मेंटेनेंस के लिए, उसके रिपेयर के लिए, उसके रिप्लेसमेंट और बायोसिंथेटिक प्रोसेस के लिए, इट मीन्स इनहेलिंग और इन आउटिंग के लिए हमें एनर्जी चाहिए. और वो एनर्जी हमें कहाँ से आता है? बाय द ब्रेक डाउन ऑफ कार्बन ऑक्साइड, कार्बन ऑफ मॉलिक्यूल्स, लाइक energy obtained by the breakdown of the carbon based molecule in the process of respiration. Oxidation reduction or a chemical reaction involved in respiration. Basically कार्बन डाइऑक्साइड इज़ अ मॉलिकुलर फॉर्म जिसको ब्रेक करने के बाद ब्रेक करने पे हमारे पास एनर्जी का सोर्स होता है. लाइक ग्लूकोजन से हम प्रोड्यूस करते हैं प्रोटीन और प्रोटीएज, एंड ग्लूकोज से प्रोड्यूस होता है फ्रुक्टोज, लैक्टोज, विच इज़ अ पार्ट ऑफ द एनर्जी फॉर्म. लाइक when glucose is break down into fructose or lactose, the mother milk will be distributed to the baby for energy resource. Next, oxidation reduction are the chemical reaction involved in respiration. Oxidation and reduction, ये दो main function, it is two main function which needs to be calculated by every reaction, oxidation and reduction, which is a minucial movement of the respiration. Number 4th, whereas most of them are use O2 as outside form of respiration, example fish by O2, HO2. Like हम जब ऑक्सीजन इनहेल करते हैं तो हमारे बॉडी से जो रिलीज कार्बन डाइऑक्साइड होता है या फिर अदर फॉर्म ऑफ प्रोसेस्ड होता है वो हमें हेल्प करता है रेस्पिरेशन के आउटसोर्स करने में, लाइक फिश बाय O2। फिश वाटर के अंदर से ऑक्सीजन इनहेल करता है बाय द गिल्स टू मेक देयर ओन सेल्फ इम्यूलेटेड एनर्जी। द नेक्स्ट टॉपिक इज ग्रोथ। Every organism need a growth in their body, so the growth is basically irreversible process or body demands. Next is exchange of the material. We do respiration by inhaling of O2 and release of CO2, carbon dioxide, which is exchange of material। हम आउटसाइड सोर्स सराउंडिंग से ऑक्सीजन लेते हैं और रिलीज करते हैं कार्बन डाइऑक्साइड, विच इज़ बेसिकली नोन एज एक्सचेंज ऑफ मटेरियल। ट्रांसपोर्टेशन, लाइक आवर बॉडी नीड्स वाटर, कार्बन डाइऑक्साइड, एवरीथिंग विच इज़ आउटसोर्स फ्रॉम आउटर सोर्स and transporting transportation by cell or outer pigment. Well, transportation outsource and transportation by the cellular or the pigment. It basically forms the pigment like glucose, best example, release into fructose and lactose. Next, excretion. Every human have the decomposition portion of the body which is released through excretion or a dead component like human being release the anus of excretion. Inability, basically the death form of the life which is release the body into the decomposition. Maybe it's outsourced from our body to some another organism like decomposition. As we had studied the few basic thing of life process, regarding to that there are few questions which may be arise as for the important in exam. What is the life process? We all know it is a basic activity like reproduction, recreation, inhalation and everything which relates to the life, which activity is based on living, which is a biomolecular movement. Name 4 life processes: carbon dioxide, nitrogenous waste and undigested food. Name the science that deals with the study of life process, which is physiology.